A European Tour champion once again on the stage. James Wade, winner in Hamburg in the middle of May, beating Dave Chisnall 6-5 in the final, entering the tournament at the second round stage as one of the seeded players, and up against the man who ended the great hopes of the nation of Germany, Max Hopp, beaten 6-5 yesterday by Andy Boulton. Dan Dawson back in the box for this one. How do you see this one shaping up, Daniel?
Well, look, Andy Boulton has got his hands full here against James Wade. Wade, a winner on the European Tour this year, as you've just articulated, and just been playing some excellent darts. Obviously one in Hamburg, saw off Chizzy in the final of that one. And he had a semi-final of the Masters, final of the UK Open qualifiers, final of another Pro Tour event. He's been good on the World Series as well, final in Shanghai. He's a threat. And some people will tell you he doesn't score heavily enough to be a contender in major tournaments. Well, those people are wrong. They are wrong, Malarkey.
And you don't need to,
you
necessarily.
Need to score at the right times. And James Wade is an absolute emperor of doing the right thing at the right time.
And he's got fairly good memories of this place as well. Made the semi-finals last year. Lost 6-1 to Robert Thornton in that semi-final. Thornton no longer here. He's been knocked out. Yeah, so too is Dave Chisnall.
First leg, James
but
to
Gary Anderson, the world champion,
first.
is safely through. Michael van Gerwen on stage very, very shortly indeed. Next match of the session as well. Michael van Gerwen against Jamie Caven. That's to come, but let's see how James Wade kickstarts his campaign here. Seeded 9.
100.
A two-time European Tour champion, winning in Gibraltar as well in 2014, let's not forget. Beat Gary Anderson in Hamburg as well, en route to the final where he beat Dave Chisnall.
100.
Beat Van Gerwen in the semis too.
He can beat them all. He has beaten them all regularly.
And this is his first foray into Europe since Hamburg. He opted to skip the Austria Open
100.
in Vienna last month. But as you say, much of his summer has been devoted to the World Series, the highlight being a run to the final in Shanghai last month. Beat Anderson and Taylor there.
97.
Yeah, well, at this tournament a year ago, which Robert Thornton won, obviously, the standout performance of that weekend was against Wade in the semi-finals. Thornton averaged 111 in that game. It was just brutal. I know that we were still enthusing about that performance during the final when he was averaging 106 in beating Kim Huybrechts. So Wade was sat watching it in the players' room getting
59.
rather irate that everybody seemed so happy that they'd witnessed this marvellous thing that had been done to him by Robert Thornton. But that was, we've had two 111 averages in this tournament.
41.
Over the years it's been here. Ever-present venue on the European Tour in its current incarnation. The other one was at Peter Wright 111 against Michael Smith a couple of years ago in his second round game on the way to the title.
125.
There was 108 from Kim Huybrechts the year before, 2013. And that 107 from Gary Anderson, the fourth highest average we've ever seen at the European Darts Open in the Maritime Hotel in
140. And you record 120.
120 for Andy Boulton. Great dart.
For a break as well.
80.
Not to be, and you can see the anguish on his face. James Wade to hold his throat. Maybe Boulton will be back.
40.
Yes, he will.
And you require 40.
Double 10.
Game short in the first leg. Andy Boulton.
And it's a break of throw for Boulton in the very first leg.
Second leg, Andy to throw first. Game on.
Game on indeed.
Yeah, we've not seen much of Andy Boulton on the European Tour. He did make it to Hildesheim start of last year.
60.
Won his first round game against Joe Cullen and went out in the next round. This is his first Euro Tour of the year. He is qualified for Risa though, so we will see him again irrespective of the result of this particular match. But you know, started well here with a break of throw, could find his way through to the last 16. Jelle Klaassen, number 8 seed, awaits the winner of this one.
60.
Averaged 80.3 against Max Hopp yesterday.
It wasn't great, was it? But
No, one of the lowest averages by a winning player yesterday.
60.
well, James Wade is the sort of player that will quite happily take an 80 average if it means he gets a win. Doesn't care about numbers. He obviously likes playing well, but a win is a win is a win.
85.
Bit of a lull in the crowd once again after the Peter Wright show, and then Gary Anderson, the world champion, on the stage. I think the crowd is just catching its breath ahead
100.
of maybe the MVG encounter later. Jamie Caven still having nightmares about that 10-0 defeat in Blackpool. Surely he won't suffer another whitewash. Surely.
100.
But then again, if Van Gerwen's in the mood, he might well do it.
Jamie Caven may want to inflict a whitewash of his own. World number one.
140.
I'm sure he'd love to.
Very dangerous player, Jamie Caven, former finalist on the European Tour. Very nearly won one of
60.
these. in
Change your
Austria
require
a couple of years
101.
ago. Vincent van der Voort did him in the final. 101 for James Wade. Treble 19 for double 12. It's such a Wadey finish. Such
He
a
shows in the
Wadey
second
finish.
leg. James Wade.
James Wade wading into that one for a
Third
break
leg,
of
James
throw.
to throw first. Game
Wades
on.
it back to one apiece.
And one I want to check out there for Wade to break back straight away. Back on throw once again.
100.
James Wade also lost in the first round of the World Match Play against Mervyn King after returning from the World Series to the UK.
It is an absolutely stunning record that
60.
Wade has at the match play. And every single time he had gone there, he had made at least the quarter-finals. That's over a decade, until Mervyn King knocked him out in round one.
And it was he who
140.
ended Phil Taylor's lengthy run of victories, wasn't it?
It was, yeah. 8 years unbeaten on that stage, Phil Taylor, until James Wade did for him in last year's tournament.
100.
Wade reached the final.
He did. And
Lost to
could
Van
not
Gerwen.
stop Michael Van Gerwen winning his first one. Nobody could stop Michael Van Gerwen winning a second one this year. Will Jamie Caven be able to stop Michael Van Gerwen on the
95.
European Tour? It's similar to last year, really, the European Tour, in that Michael Van Gerwen just blew everybody away in the early stages. Won the first 4 last year, won the first 3 this year.
135.
But then he let the others have a go.
Yeah, he did, basically. Very nice of him.
Now that's doing a disservice to the other players who have worked very hard for their success this year.
100.
James Wade being one of them.
Well, there's a few players who stuck their hand up to say they're playing good darts this evening. Gary Anderson, obviously. Gerwin Price, ton-plus average.
45.
Peter
Danger
Wright
required
somehow
66.
coming through against Steve West. Had to survive some match starts there. Well, treble 9 from James Wade, so that gets him down to 39. And 19 for double 10, you would think.
Yeah, purse of the lips from Wade, but double 10 it is for a 2-1 lead.
46.
Well,
And he requires
you suspect he
161.
will return unless Boulton takes this out, which he's more than capable of doing, but it won't be.
137. Danger required 20.
Double 10, James Wade. There's only one outcome.
A shot in a third leg. James Wade.
There
And
is
that
a
is
Public
that.
Andy to throw first. Game on.
And Wade moves into the lead for the first time. First hold of throw.
60.
Not found his range here, Andy Boulton. You know, he's last couple of visits he's had a couple of high ones, tried to adjust to find that treble bed.
123.
Better. And the man from Stoke, now based up in Scotland.
100.
There was a touch of controversy about Andy Boulton's win against Max Hopp. There was a number of German fans who are here in the
100.
hall. They're watching this on big screens that are, you can't quite see them from the camera angles we've got here, but it just means that the fans who aren't right at the front can see exactly what we can see on the screens here. And that would be a 180 from Andy Boulton, first one of this contest.
And the controversy being?
Well, in the middle of the game, I believe the 6th leg, Andy Boulton needing tops.
60. And he required
Fired one in.
161.
Some question about whether it was in. Now, I've looked back at it. It was in. Andy Boulton not going the treble 17 ball route because he can just set it up very nicely, and that's exactly what he's done as he looks to level the game up at 2 apiece.
So echoes of the incident in Gibraltar
Well,
with Taylor and Winstanley.
100. And he required 24.
What was it? It was just a
Faint.
shadow.
Faint
Just
echoes.
a shadow.
Getting short and a full flag.
That's
Andy
in.
Boulton.
No doubt
Fifth
about
leg
that one.
James
Right
to
in the middle.
throw first. Game on.
Bolton levels it up 2 apiece. Nicely poised, this one now. No 180s in this match so far, but we're not
100.
too surprised by that. Oh, 1, sorry.
Andy Boulton in that
Of course,
last leg.
just pass me by.
Might have another one,
Might well do.
but we shan't. Not yet. Andy Boulton with his
100.
own cartoon face on his floats and his clip art dart shirt. Wadey foregoing
140.
those particular gimmicks, always in his fancy black dart shirt.
$140.
Not made a last 16 in any ranking event this year, Andy Boulton, so looking to put that right with a victory here, and in the early stages he is right there with James Wade.
121.
Gets him down to 140. Now then, this could apply some pressure. This could apply some pressure, Andy Boulton. Second maximum. There it is, and the pressure well and truly applied.
140.
Oh, what a response. Another one of those for his favourite double 10. He doesn't miss double 10, does he? He does.
130.
And
he
misses it by a
required 81.
distance, especially for James Wade.
That was a surprise, yeah. Not the fact that he missed necessarily, but the distance it was away from the bed. 62 remaining, so Bully wants. Nudged the wire.
56. James, you require 10.
Absolute phenomenal yawn of anguish from Andy Boulton there at missing that. One needed for James Wade. That's bang in the middle of it, down for double 2.
8.
Misses inside.
And you require 25.
All sorts
you
of
can
facial
look at it.
expressions going on up there.
Yeah, you can look at it all you like, James. It's not in, and Bolton has a chance to break again here.
Just in that
Yeah,
night.
double 8 though for a 3-2 lead. He's got one more crack at it.
9.
It was closer, but not close enough, and
James, you require 2.
on we go.
Right in the madhouse, so no margin for error on the inside for James Wade, but he's got to attack it. Oh, that's a conservative dart. That one's not much more aggressive,
score.
and that one was a proper dart, but he misses
And he
inside, and that's
requires
what he was
16.
scared of, and he's... Oh, just let this leg get away from him, James Wade. Double 8 for Andy Boulton. Double 4.
The agony goes on here. Will it be an 18 dart break of throw?
8.
It won't be.
James, you require 2.
Well, that was less conservative than his first go last time. Not there, James.
Balletic from the machine.
Oh,
No score.
well, join us for the conclusion of this fifth leg at around
you
about
require
10:30
8.
local time.
The way this is going, they might both end up in the match.
Thank you.
Double 4 for Andy Boulton for 3-2 and a break. And there it
short to the
is.
fifth
And
leg.
Andy
Andy
Boulton does get that break and goes back into the lead. And James Wade giving himself work
6th
to
leg,
do
Andy
here
to throw
with
first.
some uncharacteristic poor doubling
Yeah.
from the multiple major champion.
Giving himself a bit of a talking to there as well. A 20 dart break of throw, the third break of the match, the second for Andy Boulton. He leads 3-2. And James Wade just has something to think about here.
100.
And there's the other yawn of anguish from Andy Boulton. That's twice now we've seen that.
$100.
Can he build on it? Can he consolidate and extend his lead to 4-2 here.
60.
We have seen two-seeded players knocked out this evening already. Dave Chisnell, number 4 seed.
Gone.
Beaten by Jan Dekker. And Simon Whitlock absolutely pulverised
100.
the Iceman Gerwin Price. And that's 6-1 with an average of over 100, Gerwin. James Wade looking to avoid a similar fate. Michael van Gerwen, the world number 1, and Alan Norris bumped up into the
60.
seedings following Phil Taylor's withdrawal. Will be hoping to book their safe passage through to the last 16 tonight for the culmination of the second round. We did see defending champ Robert
45.
Thornton, number 7 seed Benito van der Pas, both knocked out this afternoon.
Yeah, Darryl Gurney and Wes Newton, the other qualifiers to make it through to the last 16 tomorrow already. We might have
81.
at least one more. Kyle Anderson might well fancy his chances in the final match of the day against Alan Norris.
Does look a good one, that, doesn't it?
100.
That could be a 6-5.
Not easily. We could have two guys both averaging in excess of 100 there with the way that they have been playing.
Well, Norris only the
100.
16th seed by
He's
virtue of Phil
recalled
Taylor's late
156.
withdrawal. He was a qualifier for this event, but he was elevated as the top seed of the qualifiers, the highest ranked qualifier, given a place in the second round automatically.
100.
A ton
Andy
from
require
Wadey, but
100.
100 very gettable. He can do this in 2 darts. Andy Boulton, treble 20 for double top. Well, now it's 80 left, so is it treble 20 or double top he looks at? It was the treble 20. Could have gone
60.
2 double
Danger
tops there,
require
but
56.
unable to find the target. Wade looking at 16 for double top to level it up at 3 apiece and get that break of throw back. And needs to just... Yeah,
Short
it's
in the
exactly
sixth.
where he wanted
James
it.
Wade.
And James Wade expertly takes out that 56, and he does get the break back. He is back in control
7th leg James to
of
throw
this match.
first.
He knows that 3 holds of throw
Game
will be
on.
enough, but it is a narrowest of advantages that he holds over Andy Boulton just by virtue of throwing first in this game.
Yeah, very low checkout percentage,
81.
distorted to some extent by the numerous missed darts at doubles in the comical leg. Leg 5, which Boulton found the break in.
100.
And this is a typical James Wade performance of just about doing
60.
enough, no matter what is thrown at him. It is a dangerous game to play because all of these guys are quite capable of putting a couple of world-class legs of
59.
darts together, and you can find that when you thought you were just cruising towards the next round, all of a sudden you've been dumped on your backside and sent home.
100.
Straight ton. It's better. Unable to follow it with the second. But the third is
140.
good.
In business once again here. Potentially. But a big visit from Wade.
140.
Might just stop Boulton in his tracks here.
And leaves to Shanghai. Boulton may look at the 170 here to lead double 16. Yeah, that's what he went for.
127. James require 120.
Shanghai then. Looking at the 20s. Treble.
Not to be.
100. And he requires 75.
Now then, good chance here for another break.
Oh, my word.
He's
Oh,
missed the
double,
board.
double. Double 16 for double
39.
top was the way he was looking.
James required 20.
Missed opportunity. Missing the big numbers, Andy Boulton. Missing the entire board with a second dart. Double 5 for James Wade for 4-3.
Don't go chasing around the board again, James. Taking his time here.
He's short in the
And it
7th
pays
leg.
off.
James Wade. Dave Lagani to
Just took
throw
a moment there
first.
to steady himself, to gather himself, and it paid dividends. 4-3 he leads. He trailed 3-2, but he's got his nose back in front once again. We are
100.
back on throw here.
Andy Boulton should at least given himself one dart for that leg. He was unable to do so.
140.
James Wade again, just doing enough. There's nothing between these two in the averages. Both averaging 86. As I said, James Wade will not care. He leads 4-3, and he's actually stolen the darts in this leg. If he could just grab another break, open up a bit of daylight between these two, be thrown for the match in the very next leg. And
100.
that will be the game plan for James Wade. A man who is not someone who gets flustered and nervy in these situations. He's described himself
140.
Being involved in some of the biggest scraps you will ever see on a dartboard. He seems to relish it. He likes things close. It makes him focus.
123.
1-2-3 leaves himself the 138. Adela.
Yeah, good leg this though from Wade. 140, a 100, a 1-2-3.
140.
But that's good
There
from
you go,
Boulton too.
138.
Just giving Wade a reminder or two here that he's still involved in this match, especially in this leg as well. But Wade could do with a break.
98.
Not far
And you
away from
require
getting a dart
80.
for a 5-3 lead. Andy Boulton cannot afford to miss big numbers here. He's gone straight in the treble, so he gets 2 darts for this leg for 4
And
apiece, and he
short
only
in the
needs
eighth
1.
leg,
It's a
Andy
14 darter, and Andy Boulton
9 flag
is
James
sticking
to
in
throw
there.
first. Game on.
Yeah, it's an impressive display from Boulton. He's
100.
certainly given James plenty to think about here.
He is just 2 good legs away from a big, big win.
100.
Last 16 appearance in 2016 for Andy Boulton. If he can get a couple more legs, and one of those is going to have to be a break. He did.
60.
Managed to break Wade twice in this game, but was broken back immediately in the very next leg.
60. 100.
Only 100 in it, minus these. And Boulton might just start to believe in himself here.
120.
That's very, very unfortunate. That could make a massive difference.
Well, if that was destined for the treble 20, as it appeared to be, it would have been his third 180, and it would have left him on a finish as well. And Wade is
100.
on a finish, but it's a big one, and it may still be 6 darts from here for Andy Boulton. You need 6. He's got to leave himself handily placed, needs a treble really, and doesn't get it, and he knows that's a missed opportunity. 161 he's left with.
141 for Wade. Just below the wire.
60. And you require 161.
Well, this really would rattle James Wade if Andy Boulton took this out.
The shot of the weekend if this one.
There we
Could
go.
be shot of the weekend, Andy Boulton. Needed treble 17.
97.
But he's there,
Going to require 81.
waiting to strike if Wade doesn't take out the 81. Can do it in 2 darts. Oh, he's going to need all 3. 78, treble 18 for double 12. Gets the treble, double 12 for Wade for 5-4.
69.
Wow. And this is a
And he requires
huge chance
64.
for Andy Boulton. 64. Treble 16 for double 8. Or treble 8 for double top. 2 darts at it. Gotta go, Andy. And
Oh,
Andy
24.
Boulton, was that your chance? Was that your chance?
Going to require
You
12.
suspect it was. James Wade given him gets out of jail free card here. Double 6 then for Wade.
Short and a 9 flag. James Wade.
Real sicking of that Andy Boulton.
10 flag Andy to throw first.
James Wade
Game
must
on.
have feared the worst there after missing that double 12. But Boulton just couldn't punish him. And he trails 5-4.
100.
And he needs to hold his throw here. Otherwise, it's Wade through to face Yellow Klassen tomorrow in the last 16.
$60.
World number 1 Michael van Gerwen. He'll be on the practice board
100.
right this second, I would think. Preparing to take on Jamie Caden. That's the next game up. Not long for this German crowd to wait.
100.
All-conquering MVG be in action here in Dusseldorf once again. Former winner of this event. Then it's Alan Norris. This is where things started to happen
95.
for Alan Norris in the PDC. He made the quarter-final of this last year and then went on to win his first title in Dublin just a short while after that.
Then he made the last 8 at the Worlds.
100.
Voted newcomer of the year by the PDC.
100.
Just a ton for Andy Boulton. Ton 40 or more from Wade applies pressure, but anything less than that and Boulton will be feeling relatively confident, and it is going to be less than that. Significantly
41.
Less than that.
And you require 106.
All the time in the world for Andy Boulton to see off this 106. Treble 18. We could be going all the way here to an 11th and deciding leg.
74.
Well, he's got 3 darts at double 16.
Andy Boulton came through
100.
a scrap against Max
And
Hopp. He won that in a
32.
deciding leg. And we are
You show
going
us
to
an
a
attempt
deciding
there
leg
against
here. Andy Boulton,
James to throw
the
first.
43-year-old,
Game on.
just needs one good leg. A 12-darter may well be enough.
100.
Level ton for Wade. There you see, James Wade 87, Andy Boulton 88. Very little between these two in the stats. Couple of 180s for Andy Boulton. But look at those 96 plus scores. James Wade's just been steady ton, steady ton, steady ton for large parts of this game.
And MC Elmer Polka
81.
standing behind us in the commentary area still doesn't know whether he'll be speaking to James Wade or Andy Boulton here. Up in the air.
100.
Important last start from Andy Boulton.
100.
Again, important last one from James Wade.
But you sort of expected Wade to do that.
They may not be heavy hits they're landing, but they are hits.
And at this stage, they're absolutely vital.
140.
First to a finish, Andy Boulton. After 9 darts, he's left 161. James Wade now got to deliver. Got to deliver. Straight ton leaves him Shanghai. That's even better, leaves him 80. Should guarantee himself a dart for the match, unless Boulton takes this out. 161, the first dart is there. Treble 17, the second dart does not find its mark, and James Wade should get a dart for a place
97.
in the last 16.
Going to require 80.
He should indeed, James Wade. 2 darts from glory. Well, 2 more now. Big moment.
Game,
Big moment,
shot.
and it's
And
taken
the
by
match,
James
James
Wade.
Wade.
You could say typically so. A shake of the hands, but a shake of the head as well from James Wade, because he knows he was given an almighty scare. Andy Boulton will look back on that last leg and say he had his opportunities, but they didn't come his way. And Andy Boulton now can reflect on what might have been a terrific victory yesterday against Max Hopp, but James Wade just too good in the end. And perhaps that big stage experience telling in the end. Wade through to face Jelle Klaassen in the last 16 tomorrow. And he'll be breathing a big sigh of relief. He offers up a prayer to the heavens as well before he speaks to Elmer Polka. We'll hear from him now. And of course, a reminder up next, the big man, the world #1, Michael van Gerwen, in search for another European Tour title, his 4th this year, up against Jamie Caven.
Poor game on both halves. Didn't play nearly like I thought I was going to, as I'm sure Andy didn't. I got no answer for it really. I'm quite shocked how badly I played. As Andy is, I'm sure, quite shocked how he played. But, you know, onwards and upwards, and I'm sure that the next game will be a little bit better.
At the end, it's a match you just have to win, right? You don't care how.
Yeah, I mean, I got lucky with the double tops there. You know, the crowd were behind me, to be fair. Although they did start cheering for Andy a little bit there. A little bit disappointed. But, you know, I had a good time, you know, and I enjoyed it, apart from not playing too well. And it's very, very hard for 2 players, you know. Andy Boulton is a great player. I'm not doing a typical dart speech here either, you know. I don't think the public have seen enough of him, you know. He is a great player. But as I say, I perhaps he built me up a little bit too much and I built him up a little bit too much, and we made the game bigger than it probably was. So, you know, I was fortunate to come out the winner, and I'm happy and I'm looking forward to the next game.
See you tomorrow again. Thank you very much. James Wade.